In this tutorial, we'll learn how to calculate the volume of rectangular prisms. So first, let's make sure we're clear on what a rectangular prism is. Here's a 2D shape, a rectangle. And because the sides are the same, we can also call it a square. Now, could we determine the area of this rectangle? Well, yeah, it has two dimensions, so we can calculate area as length times width, or in this case, side squared. We know how to do that. So could we determine the volume of this rectangle? Well, no. A volume requires 3 dimensions, and we only have 2 here, unless we add a new dimension, say height, to it. Then it becomes a 3D object, and it can actually hold material within it. This is a rectangular prism. The rectangle that we originally considered is now the base of this prism. And then we have a copy of the base on the top of the prism. The bottom and the top are identical rectangles and are parallel to each other. Then we have walls, all parallel and connecting the base to the top. So the base and the top are rectangles, and the parallel walls make it a prism. Thus we have a rectangular prism. And it does have volume. But how much volume? So for all prisms, including rectangular prisms, we can use this formula. Volume equals area of the base times the height. Now, in this case, the area of the base is length times width, or could be side squared, and we multiply it by the height. So for a rectangular prism, our equation could be length times width times height. Now, what if that same prism was presented like this? Basically our original, but on its side now. In this case, we may wish to call this the length, and maybe this is the width, and this might be the height. It still follows our prism definition, a rectangle on the bottom, and a copy of that rectangle on the top, and they're parallel, and the walls go straight up from the bottom to the top. Yep, definitely still a rectangular prism. And if we were to determine the volume of this prism, V equals area of the base times the height, where the area of the base is length times width again, and then we multiply by height. And so for this rectangular prism, our equation would be length times width times height, and again, it's just the 3 sides being multiplied. So it'll have the exact same result, the same volume. For instance, if we had a juice container and we used our formula for volume to determine how much it holds, it might look like this. And then we put our same juice container on the side and determine how much it holds now, and again, it's the same formula. The numbers might be in a different order, but it's still holding the same amount of juice. So it's the same volume. Thus, when calculating the volume of a rectangular prism, don't get too caught up with determining which side is the length and which is the width and which is the height. The side length names are interchangeable.